Good evening, I hope everyone's well today. Thank you for watching as always. We've had an update regarding that alleged far-right plot on the Islamists down south last weekend. I done a video on that earlier in the week and I wanted to give you an update on what's going on with that. So to refresh everyone's memory, there was an alleged far-right plot, 12 arrested over far-right terror plot targeting a major Muslim gathering. These types of Muslim gatherings are banned in most Islamic countries, but for some reason they are not banned in this United Kingdom. We have an update, as I say, so we're going to get into this now. The big update, this is from Ben Leo from GB News, on the politicised counter-terror news that Keir Starmer posted out the other day about a supposed far-right Islamic event in Suffolk. 13 arrests, no charges. Commander Helen Flanagan, head of the Counter Terrorism Police London, says, "This has been a fast-moving investigation. We have become aware of more information to indicate there was a potential threat towards a Islamic threat over the course of the last weekend. Since then, we've made extensive inquiries, and at this time, there is no evidence to support anyone being charged with any offences linked to the alleged threat." I'll translate. Some people may have posted some spicy things online. We choose to frame this as a far-right extremist plot because the people were scattered all over the United Kingdom, scattershot, and we can't actually pin anything on them, so we're going to drop the charges. This was all about narrative and to show that the far right is a threat in the country as much as the far left is a threat. And we had a murder of a right-leaning politician by a far-left activist, allegedly. And we needed to frame a narrative to say, look, both sides are equally culpable. So I've translated that for you. That's what it reads like to me. Then we get into another bit from GB Politics here. At the time, the Met Police said they have found no evidence to support any of the 13 arrested being charged with any offences linked to the far-right terror threat to a Islamic festival in Suffolk. So we'll end this here. So you would imagine after hearing that I feel a bit better. I feel a bit better that my side of the argument, the right-leaning extremists, as the media would frame us, have not been involved in a terror plot down south. Well now, and I'm going to get into why now.
I suppose you feel better now, sir?
No. Actually, I feel worse.
The reason is the right-leaning politician Anne Widdecombe was murdered, by the look of it, by a leftist nutjob, allegedly. The police probably knew at the time of this information, and they decided that it was not going to hold. The narrative was not going to hold, that it was not politicised and it wasn't terror-related. And so they needed a distraction, and they needed to create a narrative that the right-leaning extremists, people like me, are just as culpable and just as evil as the far-left nutjobs. And that's why this story was confected. I didn't actually click at the time that it wasn't all over the news. None of the lefty establishment media was covering it. Now, you would think if there was a right-leaning terror cell plotting to attack Muslims in Britain, that the liberal elite would jump all over it, but they didn't. And why didn't they? Because as we know now, there was no evidence underpinning their investigation. It was literally about a diversion and to create narrative control to say, look, we can grab some headlines with this, we can get some media outlets to run with this, but we're not actually going to provide any detail, any substance to why we arrested them to begin with. We all know, if anyone right-leaning is going to say anything remotely spicy, they're going to be thrown in prison or at least arrested. And it's never afforded the opposite way. It's all about parity. I want parity. I want everybody to be treated equally. It's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. This proves that it was all about narrative control. There was never any plot, and it was literally the politicised police acting and bending to the whim of their paymasters, His Majesty's government. Now, if you like this video and you think I'm onto something, make me aware. Think I'm overstating things, make me aware. Comment, like, and subscribe, do all that great stuff. I'll see you in the next video, and you have a good evening.